In accordance, we cannot simply define a new search range for Q texts because, as we have seen already, we have a rather large number of references. If we copy those references and try to paste them right here, accordance will tell us that there's a limit of 510 characters that can be used defining ranges, and splitting the references won't help us much. So I'll show you a better way to go about this. Make sure that you have a Greek New Testament as your search version and that you're searching for verses. So let's now use Command V to copy all the references right into the search insertion box and run the search. Immediately we find the 505 verses from Matthew and Luke that supposedly belong to Q. So we can now click here on the pane and select all, so that by right clicking we can use the context menu and choose the option Add Selection to New Reference List window. And the reference list will include all those 505 verses. So we can write a brief description like Q in Matthew and Luke, and now go back to our search window. Let's get rid of the previous search argument and change to search for words. So we can now type our lemma, Kyrios, and choose the AND command, and again the contents command. Notice that Accordance has automatically given us the title of the window reference list, because this happens to be the only window that can be used right now with the contents command. So we are going to look for any form of the lemma Kyrios and the content, that is the verses contained in the reference list, which is Q. So we click the OK button or hit enter, and we get 57 hits in 51 verses. Now there is another way to do this. Let's go back for a minute to the previous search, all the references, and rerun it so that we are back to the 505 verses, and we can use the highlight palette to create a new highlight style, which we are going to call Q, and which we define as yellow with a sort of light intensity, and this shape. So we click OK, and now again we can click on the text pane, select all, or use Command A, and simply click here. So now what we've done is highlight all the contents of Q, all those verses from the Gospel of Matthew and the Gospel of Luke. Now if we go back to our search for the Greek lemma Kyrios, we can now refine or modify the search and use another command, which is the style command. And instead of the question mark, we can use the title of our style, which is Q. So when we run the search, we get the same number of hits and verses, and of course this also helps us to do the opposite kind of search, we can insert a range here for our synoptic gospels, Matthew through to Luke, and not style Q, so that we're going to search for the lemma, Kyrios, in any form in this range, Matthew, Mark, and Luke, but excluding Q. We run it, and here we are, 145 hits in 134 verses. Now, the good thing about reference lists in accordance is that we can actually change the version or even add other panes with different versions in different languages, and they will always work just fine. And also notice that they will be highlighted according to our Q style, because verse highlighting is not translation specific.